Hello, everyone, and welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. Look at that boom command right on cue. Um, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I streamed. It's been 18 days. This is crazy. I haven't gone 18 days without streaming since I started streaming. So, yeah, it's great to be here. Grace, by the way, thank you so much for the subscription, Grace. Much appreciated that you renewed. Super happy to have you here. Grace Yoga is one of the phenomenal streamers here in the fitness and health community on Twitch. She's a wonderful human being. She exudes positivity, love, and kindness. And I just want to be in her presence whenever I can. I always check out her streams. She streams Saturday morning on Twitch, and she also streams Monday night and Wednesday nights, I believe, on Insight Timer. Definitely check her out. You will not be disappointed. Grace, good to see you. Yeah. It's been about 6 months, right? This is crazy. This whole streaming thing for me. I only stream when I feel motivated and inspired to do so, because I don't want to bring you a subpar product. That's one thing about me. And I've been really not feeling like it lately. I've been feeling kind of down and in the dumps, and I was sick for a few days. And yeah, I don't want to, when I'm feeling like garbage, I don't want to come on here and stream. I'd be doing a disservice to everyone out there. So that's why I haven't been streaming. But I'm back today. I was feeling good today, and I said, you know what? Let's come on and do a meditation and maybe talk a little philosophy. So that's why I'm here right now. A little bit about my day. My day was pretty low key. I have a muscle strain in my left arm, so I went to the doctor to check that out. It's not a big deal, but it's one of those injuries that just hasn't been going away, and because it's not going away, I want to fix it. I'm not one of those people that like has an injury and they're like, oh, whatever, I'll just leave it there forever and never get it taken care of. If there's a problem, not just with my physical body, like with pain or something, but if there's any kind of problem in my life, I'm someone who is going to go and try to find the root cause of that problem and try to figure it out and try to solve that problem. That's like a big thing about me. So yeah, I went to the doctor and they're like, okay, well, we'll do some physical therapy. So I'm going to start some physical therapy for it. And yeah, hopefully I can get this muscle strain resolved, and then I can, start intense workouts again. I've still been doing, everything I normally do, except I've been going easy on the weights and stuff like that. Gracie said, Agni James, I'm glad you stream when you feel motivated. It does, right? I don't want to see, I don't want to fake anything, right? I want to be a positive human being, and I want to, give, a lot of love and kindness to everyone out there. But when I'm feeling like shit, I don't want to just pretend, or I don't want to come out here and be like, ugh, that's just not me. I want to be authentic, and that authenticity is the most important thing to me. So when I feel good and I feel healthy and I can share that love, then I want to do that. And if I don't feel like streaming, so be it. There's plenty of other good resources out there for people to check out, for meditation. And obviously, there's plenty of great yoga streamers out there. You're pretty much the best that Twitch has to offer. But there's other good streamers out there as well. And yeah, so you wanna connect with people, and I want to connect with people and be there with people for people. But when I feel like garbage, it's not something that's going to happen. Yeah, it's like it's not really in the shoulder. It's more of like in like the tricep on the side of the arm, like this part of the arm right here. It's weird, and it's weird because I can only feel it when I do this motion, when I stick my arm like up over my head. So like this kind of stuff kills me. But like and like reaching across and up like kills me. But like anything over here is like fine. I'm in no pain there. So it's a weird tricep issue. And I'm being a little bit careful because I've had a lot of injuries in my life. I don't want to get any more injuries right now. So I'm being a little bit careful with that. You started learning chess. That is so cool, Grace. Awesome. Oh, you're terrible? You know what, everyone? I was terrible when I first started learning chess too. Here's a funny story, actually. So my best friend, one of my best friends growing up was my buddy Brian. Ox was his nickname, and he was half Indian. He came over from India when he was a little kid, and he grew up here. And he lived like 5 houses down the block from me. And he had this really eccentric, crazy uncle. He wasn't even technically his uncle, but he was just like this old dude who like lived in his house, and he was from India, and he lived in like a neighboring village, and his name was Coley. And so I was hanging out with Brian, and I'm like 16 years old, And his uncle's there, and he pulls out a chessboard and he starts playing with Brian. And I was like, oh, what is this game? And I've seen people play chess. I knew like some of the basic piece movements, but I knew nothing more than that. And they were playing a really intense game of chess, so I was like, well, teach me. I want to learn how to play, more than just knowing how to move the pieces. And so, I started playing with Coley, and he started teaching me tactics and strategy and all sorts of cool things. And the game just, it ignited a fire in me. I was so passionate about it. I felt such positive feelings and such a strong positive affinity towards the game that I just immersed myself in it and started playing everywhere I could. I started driving to down to Chicago, and I was going to the Atomic Cafe in Chicago and playing these chess hustlers from all throughout Chicagoland. And I was getting good and playing a lot and really getting into it. And Coley was a good player, by the way. So it got to the point about 6 months later that I was playing Coley, and I fucking beat the guy. And this is like, he was like a 65, 60, 65, 70-year-old Indian dude. And his first response was he took his hand and just fucking smashed the pieces, smashed the board in the pieces. The board flew off the table. The pieces went flying against the wall. And he's just like, fucking guy, I teach you how to play this game and you fucking beat me. And he gets up and he stormed off. the dude fucking stormed off. He just smashed the board in the pieces and stormed off. And then I was like, holy, I'm like a 16-year-old kid, man. Like, you're like an adult. Like, can you like not act like this? And he was like fucking fuming. And then, we played some more, and he beat me the next couple games, and I beat him again, and he fucking smashed it. And he said that's the last time I ever play with you. He's like, I'm never fucking playing with you again, man. And that was it. That was like the guy who taught me chess, right? Yeah, Aristotle, good to see you, brother. Hey, man, how are you doing? Let me give you a big shout out, dude. Aristotle is an awesome dude here on Twitch. He's a streamer, and he's got a great sense of humor, and I have nothing but good things to say about him. He does philosophy. He does philosophy streams here on Twitch. Definitely check him out and drop him a follow. You'll learn some good stuff. You'll learn a lot of interesting stuff. He doesn't just talk philosophy either. He talks throughout a whole breadth of stuff, right? So you want to check out what he's got to say. Primarily a lot of ethics. I think ethics was your specialty, right? I'm more of a philosophy of mind, philosophy of science, and metaphysics dude. He's more of an, like, all the stuff those are my three areas, and then he's more into the other stuff, the stuff that I don't know about. So definitely check him out. You will not be disappointed. Awesome, Grace. Cool. Yeah, you won't be disappointed with Aristotle. He's a good dude, and he's just like a kind human being. At the end of the day, that's what we need. We need more kind human beings on this planet, and he's spreading philosophy. I don't know if I ever shared this. The name Agni. The reason why I chose this name is because Agni was he's a god in Hindu mythology and Buddhist mythology and whatnot. And his deal was he would use fire to burn away delusion. He was king of the fire gods, and he would use fire to burn away delusion in humans. So when I went into philosophy, I was like, I started reading about Agni, and I was like, or it's actually pronounced Agni, but I call myself Agni. But he was. I was like, that's kind of like a philosopher, right? Philosophers sometimes are abrasive. Not always, but sometimes they're abrasive. Sometimes they're like, hey, let's go in and like dismantle all your foundational beliefs and see what happens, right? And it's like, it's a little reckless at times, but at the end of the day, they're burning away the thoughts that an individual might hold in their foundational belief set that are incorrect, right? If you hold contradictory beliefs in your foundational belief set, then you're going to have cognitive dissonance. You're going to have all sorts of issues that are going to manifest in other areas of your being, because your foundational belief set is what all your other beliefs are based upon, right? So if you have like an incorrect belief there, then your inferences might be perfectly fine going up throughout the logic chain of your thoughts, but like because the foundational belief is incorrect, all that stuff leading off of it is going to be madness, right? So, but anyways, Agni was all about basically trying to help people burn away their delusions. So that's why I chose that name. All right, where are we at here? Yeah, ethics guy. Yeah, you're all into ethics. Because that's I only took one ethics class in grad school, actually, and it was a meta ethics class. And my professor was he was like the biggest prick in the department, to be honest. I mean, okay, he was like he fought for a good cause. He was all about animal rights and getting rid of factory farming. So it's like, he's a good guy at heart, but he came across like a total asshole, right? That was his deal. But yeah, because of that, the class rubbed me the wrong way, and I started like really like having just intense disdain for the whole field for a while. But then once I like was able to like get out of his class, I began to appreciate it more. But the thing was, a lot of the times that there would be ethics classes, there would also be like philosophy of mind, philosophy of science, and metaphysics classes, and I was always so much more into those subjects that that's where I focused on. That's what I focused on. Let's see. Did you see the launching of Austin University? No, I don't know anything about that. What's that all about? I don't know anything about that. But yeah, tell me about it if you know something about it. And then let's see, Grace, you say, yeah, I'd love to get to know other amazing lights of awareness. Yeah, yeah, and that's how it is with philosophy. The more you read about philosophy, the more you learn. I was actually just reading up on. I was doing a review. I haven't been in grad school since 2016, so there's a lot of stuff I forgot. So I was reading up on Chalmers' hard and easy problems of consciousness, and just some stuff about that. Like those of you who don't know, the easy problems of consciousness are like things that we're going to be able to solve through science, like things like what is the difference between sleeping mind and waking mind, right? Or what is the difference between focusing, how do we focus attention on things, right? Things like that, things that we might not know how to solve right now, but we at least have like leads on those, right? We have like some kind of understanding of like what it is, and we know like that maybe one day we'll be able to test it, right? The hard problem of consciousness is experience, right? It's subjectivity. Like it's like what it is like to be something, right? The Thomas Nagel talks about what it is like to be a bat, right? Like we have no fucking conception of what that even means. Like we'll never be able to know. We'll probably never be able to know what it is to be a bat, right? Or to be a cat, right? We don't know that. We don't, or what it is even to experience something that someone else experiences. We can kind of have like a general a gist of like what they mean, like when they're trying to convey to you the content of their emotional experience or their subjective internal mental state. But we don't really know. We don't really know what that means to experience what someone else is experiencing. I mean, it really doesn't look like we're ever going to be able to get to that point. I'm not going to deny the possibility that one day we might somehow be able to figure out a way, but we are so far away from that. It just doesn't even seem conceptually like plausible that we're going to have an answer to this anytime soon. So, all right, let's see. A counter leftist university against woke culture. Really? Really? Interesting. That is interesting. Um, so I'm from Chicago, and like so pretty much everyone I know is very like woke, right? Because that's how people are in Chicago. It's very much so. But I do like balance. I like there to be always two sides to anything. So I think that could be interesting. That could be cool. Yeah, you want to make sure all the voices are heard. With whatever issue is going on. That's kind of interesting. I wonder. I mean, like, I wonder what kind of stuff they would teach. I would love to see their curriculum. That would be pretty neat, right? To see actually what they're going to teach, what they're going to stress, because you never know, right? You never know. I mean, I try to like, I'm the guy that tries to just be cool with everyone, regardless of what your view is. Even if someone like hates me, I'm like, oh well, I don't hate you. I just, I still have nothing but unconditional love for you. You may hate me, but I'm not going to feed into that. I'm just gonna love you unconditionally. Now, does that mean I'm going to hang out with the person and invite them over to my home? Hell no, right? It's like, get the fuck out of my home, dude. But like, if I see you on the street, I'm going to like be a kind human being to you because all that means is that you have a different belief set than me. And because my foundational metaphysical assumptions about identity are such that I believe that the foundational core of human beings is pure love, and that all the conscious level thinking and all that is not even actually linked to the human, to the actual being that in question. It's very easy for me to love everyone unconditionally. I can be like, oh, I love you unconditionally. Sure, you hate me. Sure, you hold beliefs that are in conflict with the beliefs that I hold, but regardless, I believe that your actual fundamental essence is love. So I don't need to be upset with you, right? I mean, if you're going to punch me in the face, I'll probably, I will defend myself. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to forgive you. All right. Wow, I'm talking up a storm. See, Aristotle, I haven't streamed in 18 days, man, and now like I come on here and I'm just like loquacious, dude, like going crazy with communication. All right, let's see what else I missed in chat. Grace, you said Agni is fire in Sanskrit, as far as I learned in yoga training. Yeah, I didn't know the story of those things. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, Agni. It means fire, but it's also Agni was the name of one of the fire gods, the king of the fire gods. I believe it was he was empowered by Taki, in that mythology. And then Grace, you said, yeah, you didn't see the launching of Austin University either. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting how that plays out. I'm all for, all the ideas. Bring all the ideas to the table, even if I think the ideas are terrible. So like, I feel like it's more important to be able to express oneself, and even if then like holding someone down. Because if you hold someone down, if you like pin them down and say you can't even talk, we're not even going to allow you to communicate your idea. All that's going to do is it's like not like the person's going to be like, oh well, then you know what, okay, great, then let me just get on board with what you have to say. That's not the way to convince someone to bring them over to your side. If you want to bring someone over to your side, you let them talk, you listen to what they say, and you ask questions, and you try to just be a nice human being to them, and you ask questions about what they have to say, and try to get them to think. The Socratic method, right? You engage in questions and answers, and try to like maybe have that person, come to some realizations on their own, right? You never suppress what someone has to say, though. It's like if you do that, you're compromising your goals, your values, and you're already losing. You automatically lose if you're going to hold someone down and not allow them to communicate. That's just my personal opinion on the matter. I know other people believe differently, but I believe that the freedom of speech is that important. It's that fundamental. I mean, I'm half Jewish, and if the Nazis want to come and march down my street, I fucking let them. As long as they're gonna, as long as it's gonna be a peaceful, no one's gonna get physically hurt. I mean, I think it's that important. It's that freedom of speech is that important. So, let people talk. Let people talk. The idea is that you let everyone say their piece, and then hopefully at the end of the day, the good guys win out. That's it. That's all. It's all you can ask for. If you don't have freedom of speech, it's just going to make people, get all wound up, and all these emotions and feelings of hatred are going to fucking build up in the person, and they're going to explode. They're going to explode on the world. I think this is one of the reasons why we have psychos going into churches and shooting people and synagogues and all that crazy shit, right? Like, it's madness. It's madness how this shit happens, right? We don't want that. We need people to have an outlet to express themselves verbally in a non-harmful way. So let them come on and express what they have to say, and they may have a lot of things to say that are abrasive, right? But at least they're getting that out. They're purging it out of their bodies, and they're allowing themselves to communicate. Hey, Mobius is here. How is it going, buddy? Good to see you, brother. Big shout out to Mobius. He's an excellent streamer here on Twitch. Mobius is in the fitness and health community, but he also does other stuff. He's a DJ. Sometimes I see him like working on his car. He was like fixing his air conditioning at one point. He's just an all-around good human being, a smart dude, and he's really tall. If you're into tall dudes, I thought I was tall. I'm like just under 6'3". Mobius, I don't know, what are you, like 6'9" or something? You're like ridiculously tall, man. Good, big volleyball player. Yeah, dude, it's good to see you too. I haven't streamed for forever, man. It's been 18 days, dude. Yeah, 6'9", right? That's crazy, dude. I'm surprised you didn't play basketball though. That's like my thing. I'm always so ridiculous. Whenever I see someone tall, I'm always like, dude, is that guy good at basketball? That's like always what I think. Because I used to play a lot, and I was always be like the 6'3" guy out there, and I'd be like trying to have to compete with like the 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" guys, and it's like they're just too fucking tall. Oh man, yeah, you were volleyball. Yeah, I know volleyball's cool. I never got into it. I was always like a baseball, football, basketball dude. Those were like and soccer. I did traveling soccer too. Those were like my four main sports, and I did a little bit of fucking street hockey. A little bit of volleyball, a little bit of everything else, but like nothing substantial, right? Yeah, Grace, you said yes, balance is good. Oppression, exactly. Oppression creates a stronger rebellion. If you want to lose a war, just fucking try your best to hold down everyone as long as you can, and then they're just gonna fucking explode, and then you're just gonna have then you're gonna be oppressed. you know, and then you're gonna fucking be down, and then over given enough time, you're gonna explode, and then you have the backward cycle and forward cycle that you always see in history, and this is how it always goes, you know. The pendulum fucking swings, and we start going in one political direction, and it starts going too fucking far because everyone's like losing their shit and pissed off, and it's right, they're right to be pissed off, but there becomes an overreaction, and then it always swings back the other way because people are like, I don't like this anymore, and then it swings back, and then it goes too far, and then there's another overreaction, then it swings back. It's like the same fucking cycle over and over since the beginning of man. I'm personally tired of that shit, dude. Let's just like fucking exist as human beings and realize that the pendulum's just going to keep swinging back and forth, and the farther you push one way, then everything's going to fucking swing back the other way. So like, let's just, you know, try to respect everyone and love everyone and not like, you know, oppress people. You know, we'll just be free. All right, where are we at here? Let's see. Oh, yeah, Aristotle said, did you watch the World Series? I actually did not watch the World Series. It was kind of weird this year. Like I'm a big baseball fan. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I'm from Chicago and I'm a Cubs fan, right? So like, you know, I have that against me, right? We did win the World Series finally though, so we're not the lovable losers anymore, right? By the way, it's kind of weird if you're a Cubs fan and like you grew up watching the Cubs and you know you're used to losing every single year and like never winning anything, right? And you have like a certain mindset. But as soon as they won the World Series, a lot of that shit changed. Like there were like Cubs fans that were just, you know, defeatist and like, you know, miserable their whole fucking existences, and then all of a sudden they're like walking around with smiles on their face and they're like, you know, it doesn't matter anymore, whatever, you know, like let's just you know enjoy things, you know, we already won, we already got the World Series, you know, we don't need to worry about it anymore. It's like whoa, what a change in mentality. Like I saw a whole generations of people who were like had this one mindset, you know, of like being on a team that's just constant losers, like all of a sudden shift their fucking mindset. Someone should do a psychological study about that, about what happened to Cubs fans after we won the World Series. You know, it's like a weird phenomenon occurred in the psychology of Cubs fans. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Let's see. All right. Where are we at here? Okay, the World Series. Well, I think it's time for some meditation. I mean, I got out here and you had a lot to say and was talking up a bunch of shit, but maybe it's time we do some meditation, right? Because one of my big things, and I always stress this, is that I come out here like really intense and like super intense, and like I have a lot to say and I'm high energy and I'm exciting and whatever, right? And then we slow things down, lower the intensity, and take a journey inward to the place of stillness and oneness in your being. Because in the external world, everything is chaotic and changing, and things are painful. But in the internal world, we are immutable and we are one with the divine. So find a comfortable seated position. You can sit on the floor in lotus pose. You can sit cross-legged with your back against the wall. Or you can sit in a chair. The main thing is to find a position that is comfortable for you. Once you have done so, gently close your eyes and take a few deep breaths on your own. And I have a Buddhist chant that I play that has a chime that goes off every 2 seconds. And you can use that to help regulate your breath count. Take a few more deep breaths on your own while maintaining good posture. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath count. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. The breath calms the body, and the body calms the mind. Be mindful of your breath. Visualize yourself sitting on a mountaintop, watching the clouds move beneath you. Two clouds merge into one, and one cloud separates into two. These clouds are like your thoughts. Thoughts come into being, exist in conscious awareness for a while, and then disappear from your mind. That is the nature of human thought. But you are not your thoughts. Your essence is eternal. Your essence is immutable. Your essence is love. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. Be mindful of your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds moving through the sky and disappearing over the horizon. Return your focus to your breath count. You are not your thoughts. eternal. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit. Your essence is love. The manifestation of love is light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. Awakening the inner light within them. And they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until the whole world is glowing radiantly once again. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eye sight. Your essence is love. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds moving through the sky and disappearing over the horizon. In this meditation, we go beneath the level of thought to the place of our true essence, which is oneness. Your essence is love. Love is manifested as light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. Awakening the inner light within them. And they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until all of humanity is reunited as one once again. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eye sight. Stay focused on your breath count. The beliefs that you held when you're 5 years old differ drastically from the beliefs that you held when you were 10 years old. The belief set that you had at age 10 differs drastically than the belief set that you had at age 15. The belief set that you currently possess differs drastically from the belief set that you had when you were 15 years old. Beliefs come into awareness, exist for a while, and then disappear from consciousness. So it is mistaken to identify yourself with your beliefs. Your foundational essence is eternal. Your foundational essence is immutable. You are pure love. That is your essence. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of conscious awareness. Go to the region of your heart chakra. Feel the love that emanates from that location. Feel the warmth surrounding that love. That love is your identity. Focus on your breath and focus on your love. Travel down deeper into your love. Feel the perfect oneness with all of humanity. Where there is oneness, there can be no fear. Feel the perfect peace in that love. that love is given you for eternity. That which is yours for eternity can never be lost. You may choose to lose sight of it temporarily. But when you see it again, you will realize you had it all along. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath. We all lose sight of our perfect oneness every now and then. The dualistic framework in which we inhabit is designed to keep us distracted. As long as we're not thinking about our perfect love, it is doing its job. The dualistic framework is synonymous with the ego. But when we choose to go to our monism, to our state of perfect oneness, we remember who we are and who we have been all along. We remember perfect truth. Inhale, traveling down deeper within your perfect love. Exhale, going even deeper into that place of pure oneness. Breathe in, going deeper to the center point of your perfect love. Exhale, observing the center point of your oneness. Focus on your center point. When thoughts arise in your mind, release them and return to your center. Visualize your center one more time. And walk on through. See you on the other side. At your center, you remember your identity. At your center, you remember your purpose. At your center, you remember how you came to be. your center, you remember what you are. In this space of perfect monism, you are perfect love. In this space of perfect monism, you are perfect peace. In this space of perfect monism, you are connected with all of creation. For in this place, you remember your divinity. You flow eternally from the source of all creation. Nothing will ever change that. Being created from that which is unchangeable, you are unchangeable. For you are an extension of the Creator. The Creator is pure love, and you are therefore pure love. That is your inheritance. That is what you have for eternity. When you lose your peace of mind in the external world, you can always come back to your true nature. And feel the perfect oneness that was given to you. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all stress and tension from your body. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all stress and tension from your mind. Gently open your eyes and return to the present moment, bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this sacred space with me and participating in this meditation. I am truly honored and humbled to be here as your meditation guide and to share this journey with you. By showing up and meditating, you do a phenomenal service for yourself and those around you. I hope you all got a lot out of that, and I hope you all feel a little more peaceful than you did before. Thank you. How was that for everyone? I hope you all feel good. I feel a lot more centered than I did prior to the meditation. Prior to the meditation, I was feeling, high energy and high intensity, but I was pretty removed from being centered. You have to go back in. You go back into that place of oneness in your soul and in your heart chakra. You go there and you feel that love, and then you remember who you are. You remember what you're doing here. We get so caught up in things in the external world, in this illusory dualistic framework that we inhabit, and none of it's real. We get in these ego battles, and we want the $1 million homes all over the place, and we never wanted the most expensive cars and power and fame and all these things, and it's a pointless, worthless pursuit, because it doesn't give you what you have. You by thinking you need to go out there to find love and peace, that implies that you don't have it already. And when we do meditation, we remember that we have it already within us. So thank you. Hey, Terror Time is here. Hello, Terror Time. It has been a while. So good to see you. Terror Time is the emote queen, as you can tell. No one spams emotes better than Terror Time. She's also a streamer here in the fitness and health community on Twitch. Super wonderful person. Definitely check her out whenever you get a chance. She's a personal trainer. You'll go there and you might be feeling grouchy, but you walk in and you're immediately feeling good, because she makes working out fun and she has a phenomenal sense of humor and is just a great human being. I love Terror Time. Definitely go check her out. Drop her a follow. And then who else is here? Swiss R. Hey, Swiss R stopped in. Good to see you, brother. I hope all is well with you. Swiss R is another one to check out. He has 2 channels. He's got fitness_yoga, and he's at Swiss_R. And Swiss_R, he does a lot of travel streams, shows beautiful, picturesque places in Switzerland. He was like showing me a church from 1633 one day. He shows these wonderful cafe scenes, beautiful bodies of water, all sorts of amazing things. He's just a really awesome dude, and he's so friendly and kind to everyone in the fitness and health community. He's just someone you want to be around. Definitely go check out Swiss R when you get a chance. And let's see, Roko Hemda. Hey, brother, good to see you, man. Roko Hemda is my brother from another mother. I've known him since I was 5 years old. It's crazy to have a friend that long, 5 years old I've known this guy. And, he still tolerates me after all this time. To think that he could still tolerate me. It's so amazing. JT Farms, my channel shaman. Where would I be without you? She's a phenomenal poet. She's the #1 channel supporter of all time, and just a super positive influence. When I'm feeling down and helpless in life, she calls me up and sings me lullabies, and makes my heart feel better. So thank you, JT Farms, my love, my dear. You mean so much to me. Everyone, we had a lot of good people stopping by today. This is great. And like I said, this is the first time I've streamed in 18 days, but I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that you all showed up. And I stream when I feel motivated to do so, when I feel inspired. That's how it is. JT understands. She's a poet, and you can't write poetry when you're not feeling motivated and inspired, and you can't. I can't stream a good stream if I'm not feeling inspired. I'm not going to get out here and just fake a meditation. So all right. Well, thank you all so much. I think this about concludes this night's evening. This night's evening. That doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. I got that bliss feeling going on in me. I can't even talk anymore. All right. I feel like I'm drunk. Um, that concludes this night's stream of Evolve Yourself TV, of guided meditation. Thank you all so much. I love you all so much. I have nothing but unconditional love for you. I hope you have a phenomenal night or day wherever you are in the world. Now we get to choose who we are going to raid. Let's see who's out here. Who's out there to raid today? Huh. All right. Well, let's see. Swiss, does anyone have any recommendations? Otherwise, I've really been digging Check Me Out streams lately. It's like even though she's doing reruns, I still like rating her because I've been going there all the time and hanging out in her streams. So the least I can do is give back a little bit. Like I've literally gone to Check Me Out stream probably 5 times this week because she's always got reruns going, and it helps me get to sleep. I feel more peaceful when I just go to that stream. So it's definitely a good thing to check out. So maybe we should go. Check Me Out. Let's go check me out, right? By the way, the first like I don't know 6 months I was saying her name. I wasn't even saying check me out. I was calling her check me out. I thought that T was just like a random thing thrown on the end. I didn't think it was actually part of the thing. But yeah, she's actually check me out. So yeah, let's go check her out. All right. Well, thank you all so much for being here. And again, I'm truly honored to be here as your meditation guide. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.